Hello everybody, Hardcore Ninja here with another SFML side-scroller game engine tutorial. Alright, in the last video, we got a basic tile wall collision going, and we have the player moving left and right. If you've been following along, you should see this. You see how he's kind of stopping on the wall, but we don't have gravity and we don't have the ability to jump yet. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to implement gravity, and we're going to implement the ability to jump. Now I'm going to be fully transparent. I've spent the last week trying to figure this out in a proper way, and this is my own original method of doing this, and it works. And we might need to optimize some things going into the future, but for the most part it's a very clean gravity collision jump system. I was expecting this to be pretty similar to the RPG game engine collision, but it's actually not, because you're always on kind of you're using the collision all the time because you're literally walking on tiles that require the collision. So it's actually, the collision for these platforms is actually a little bit more difficult than I would say the RPG. So anyway, I spent the last week or so trying to figure this out, and I think I got it figured out. So I have my notes here. So the first thing we're going to want to do is, I think, go into tile map, and we're going to redo some things regarding our current wall collision function here, okay? So yeah, so what we'll do, let me blow this up so you can see it. Okay. All right, so one thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to add a new tile type here, okay? And I will call this, we'll make this number 2. I'll call this floor, okay? Floor equals 2. Now invisible wall will equal 3. This will equal 4, this will equal 5, this will equal 6, and now this is 7. Okay? Cool. All right. Now, we'll go over here to our color code system, and we'll go ahead and uncolor code this stuff. Okay? And what we want to do is we just want to add a case here for floor. And this will be magenta, okay? I think so far we have a unique color. White's kind of weird. It's almost like there's no color at all. So remember, you can put the color codes in here. I might change this to like a purple. Yeah, I'll do that at a later time. It's not really necessary right now. So that's what we want to do. Okay. So then we're going to go down here into, so that was the enum tile types for our tile class. Okay, now we're in the tile map area, and what I'm going to do is I am going to change this to a bool. So it's going to send out a bool, and I'm going to call this get wall collision. Okay. And what I'm going to do is go over here, change this, and then get rid of tile map tile type and just change that to bool. Okay, beautiful. Now in here, all right, so it's going through. It's checking if it's not null. If it's not null, then it's a, we put something there. Okay, and then it's seeing if we've intersected a tile. All right, so now we want to add another filter here. And we want this filter to be if this tile get tile type is equal to tile map tile type wall. Okay, and if it is, we would want to return true here. Oops. And if not, then essentially way down here we'll do return false. Okay, we want it like that. So we only want it to return true if we're intersecting a wall. Okay. I thought that we could originally, wrap up just because it's just depending on the tile type what we're going to do. But what I found out is we usually want to do different things for the different tile types. So if we just had one blanket function in the player class, then that's going to get really big and heavy because we might want to do something different for the wall type versus the floor, for example, or whatever. So it's better to break it up like this, okay? Now what we can do is we can do another constant bool get floor collision. And this is going to be pretty much the exact same thing. Just like that. And you can literally just copy and paste all this in here, and the only thing that's going to be different is we're going to have floor here. Okay? Beautiful. And there is one more. If I go to tile maps, yeah, so this would be, that's the wall collision. All right, cool. Just going to check this real fast. Okay, cool. Okay, for right now we'll deal with these because I want to explain why we need the last function in here. I want to explain why we need it because I want to show you an example without it, and then we will add that. So for right now, that's all we're going to do. All right. So these are just two functions now. We've separated them, and all they do is they return true if we are colliding with the wall or the floor. Okay. Very simple. Okay. So now we have to go right now into the wall, into the wall collision here, and now we're going to be accepting a bool, and we'll just call this wall collision bool, and if we go to player here, and now this will be this exact same thing here. So now essentially now if this is true and if this isn't true, all right, oops, come on, cool. Oh, my lights got knocked out. How did that happen? Let's see that. All right. I have a colored keyboard, and when I press keys, the key that I press lights up. It's just way easier when you're coding, in case you make a mistake. Okay, cool. So for right now, that should be good. And if you go in the game state, all should be good as well. Oh, let's see. Let's go down here. All right. Yeah. So we changed the name of this. So get wall collision. All right. So now everything is good. Okay. So if you run it right now, it should run. Okay, and everything's going to be the same. Okay. Now what we want to do is all the walkable area, which would be like all these tiles, all of these tiles, all these tiles, all these tiles, this tile, these tiles, these tiles, those are all going to be floors. Okay, so we need to tell the difference between a wall and a floor. Okay. That's what we need to do. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. So let's get started on that. Okay. So we will need. So now I'm gonna have a bool floor collision bool. Okay, let me check my notes over here. So it's, yeah. So we have floor collision bool. Okay, and we'll have these, I'll just call them jump variables. Right. Okay. Okay, so we'll call these jump variables. This will be bool jump. And I guess before that we'll have bool can jump. Okay? There's going to be a difference between these, all right? So go over here to the variables and we'll do this wall collision bool equals false. No, floor collision bool equals false. Then we'll have the jump variables. Okay, so this what do we call it? This can jump will be equal to true, so we can jump initially, and then this jump will actually be equal to false. Okay, cool. Excellent. Cool. Great, and that should be it for right now. Okay, cool. Yes, we did that, update, jump, etc. All right, so first thing we're going to tackle is just the gravity, and then we will tackle the other stuff. Can't play current song. Well, that's probably because of this. All right. So let's go over here. All right, there's that. Okay, cool. Okay, so we will go ahead and make we will go ahead and make the appropriate edits that we need to do to the wall collision, okay, that we made. All right, so you're going to go to our wall collision, which was like get tile type collision before. And now this wall collision bool will equal whatever this is at that time. Okay, so now if the wall collision is true, we will just put out this message, all right? And you can actually get rid of this because this is just going to change depending upon what's being sent in here, all right? And this is always being updated in the game state here in the update player collisions, okay? So this will be for the wall, player wall collision, okay? Just like that, okay? All right, so what we need to do okay. All right. Okay, so we need to change this to if this is less than 0, because remember, going up is negative. All right, so you're moving in a negative direction. And because if we didn't do this, then you wouldn't be able to move, essentially at all if you were to jump and hit a wall. You wouldn't be able to move vertically down. So that's kind of the point of that. And yeah, we just have to set this to false because if you're in the middle of a jump and you hit the wall, you want so this bool right here, this jump will actually enable the jump update function once we get to that stage. So like, let's say you jump up and hit the ceiling, you want jump to be turned to false. So that's pretty much all the changes we need to make to our wall function here from the last video. Okay. So next here, let me see. All right, so that's that. Now this is update jump. Okay, so what we can go ahead and do now. Okay, floor collision. Okay, floor collision. All right, cool. So what we want to do now is we actually want to go in here and we want to edit this tile map so that we actually have floors in here. Okay, so I'm going to pick the appropriate one and change this to tile type 2. And it should be magenta if it's a floor. Okay, just like that. Okay, this was on layer 1, I believe, so yeah, there we go, beautiful. Now I'm going to go back to layer 0 because the rest of these were on 0. Cool. I'm going to go over here, put that right there. Okay, I think this was on layer 1. Yes. Anything around the edges was on layer 1 for me, so that's why. Go back to layer 0. I'm very meticulous as far as what layers I'm on. You should try, if you can get something, you want everything to be on the lowest layer possible just so it's easy to manage. Okay. Another thing about this implementation is that you don't want tiles too close to one another because you never want your sprite to kind of overlap 2 floor tiles at once because you'll get some weird behavior. So I think I had to just move this up a little bit, like right there maybe. And you might want to move this one up a little bit too. Or, yeah, like that. Okay. Okay, cool. And now this. All right, so you see everywhere our guy will be walking on is now a different color. And now the walls are literally walls and ceilings, essentially. Okay. Save. Okay, so now if we go into desktop here and go into here, go into here, go into here, I'm going to delete this level 1. And I'm just going to copy and paste this bad boy. And then call this, nope, don't want to open you. Call you level 1. Just like that. All right, so now that's level 1. And now if you open up, all right, cool. And you should be able to walk through this now because it's no longer a wall. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right, so now we're going to go into game state again and up in here. So now this is regarding the player wall collision. So now we can pretty much just copy and paste this entire thing and do player floor collision. And this will be floor collision. Okay. And oops, we got to change this. We got to make this function first. All right, so here we're going to do void floor collision constant bool floor collision bool. Okay. I guess you can make these constant float references. I don't see any reason why not. Okay, so here we go. And just make this a reference. Just like that. All right, so now we have a new collision function up here. Okay, cool. Okay, so essentially the way this works is, let me look at my thing here. Okay, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. So this floor collision bool, and we may not need these floor collision bools. I know we need the wall one, but I just do this just so you can access this bool in other places, essentially. So if there is no floor collision bool, if it's false, then this velocity dot y will be equal to plus equal something. Okay, so here, I didn't do this in the last one, so so this is, I guess I'd separate this and call this, I guess I call this maybe like physics variables. Variables, okay, and then call this float gravity. All right, and what did I have here for this? I had, yeah, 10. All right, cool. So what we'll do is we'll go over here into the variables here, and let me take this, just so I got the same. Okay, and these are movement variables, and this is kind of tile size. This is kind of player detail stuff. Okay, so this gravity will be equal to 10 point F. Okay, cool. I had this hard coded here, but this is a better way of doing it. All right, so if you're not touching the ground, then it's going to be increasing y by that amount. Okay. Yes. Okay, so now, let's see what I have here. Yeah, all right. So if there is, well, I guess since we're putting it in here, we might as well use this, I guess. So if that's, so if there is floor collision bool, then this can jump. So this is going to be the bool that whether you can hit the space bar or not, essentially. So now this will equal true because you have essentially you are colliding with the floor. And a lot of this is going to be very similar to the way that we handled. Yes. Yes. All right, cool. But this is just going to be for the Y position. Okay. So we can pretty much take this and copy it here, but actually, I take that back. I'll take that back. Take that back. We just want the inside of this, like this, here, but we don't want to affect X. All right, we just want to, so if essentially if Y is not equal to 0, yeah. So essentially, we want to stop. We want to stop the movement of Y. Okay. If this is going on. All right. So essentially, we don't want to move up or down if there is a floor collision. Essentially. Okay. We do not want to move down if there is a floor collision. Okay, so this is going to be set to 0 here. Okay, and you might get away. I think this is important to keep this up here. It's easy to see, but that looks good to me. All right. So that's fine. All right, so with this alone, this should take care of essentially the gravity. Essentially, if you're not colliding with the floor, then there's going to be, if you're not colliding with the floor, if there is no collision, then there's always going to be this constant gravity put on this. But if you are colliding with the floor, then you can jump, and it's essentially just keeping you like a pixel above the floor, essentially. Okay. Cool. Like that. Excellent. Cool. All right. So now, if we go into our resource file keybinds player here, we're just gonna put jump in here, and we can put space. And before we do that, let's just go ahead and run this, and this should... Okay, so, one second, I didn't do something. Let me see something here. Let me see something. Okay, so jump is false. Okay, update jump. Oh yeah, I forgot. All right, so if you go to game state, we forgot to change this. Now that we have this function, we got to change this to the floor collision, okay? And this is always being updated here in the game state. All right, so see, now he's found and he's fallen, all right? So you see, now we're just on the ground, okay? And the wall collision's still working. And we should be about here now. Okay, and when you hit the wall, he goes down, and that's desirable. If you didn't do it this way, then he would just get kind of stuck on the wall. So that took me a while to kind of figure out. Okay, cool. All right, so now we're going to implement the jump. Okay, and that's it for gravity. All right, it's a very easy, simple solution, in my opinion, for gravity. Okay. Cool. And I guess since we are using this, might as well just like put this in here. Well, I guess if there is a wall collision, you might as well take this out now and just put that in there. I mean, there's no point in having this. Like that. That looks good. I guess this may work very well as a else if like this. It might work better. It might be better for it. It might prevent issues. All right, yeah. But let's just see, because there's going to be instances like, for example, if you run fast enough and you intersect with this, or you intersect with the wall in this, there's just like little specific situations, like if you're overlapping two tiles at once, that may not work. For right now, I'm going to leave it, I think, the way it was, just because I know that this works. All right, so right now, so that's it for gravity, all right? Hopefully you didn't find that too difficult. And this is a really cool method, like what we're doing, because essentially, I'm going to change, actually update velocity. All right, so I'm going to change some things in here, just so this is more, because this is, all right, so update velocity. I would say, I would just say update velocity X, and then we can actually get rid of the Y here, because, or maybe X velocity, nah. Velocity left, right. Update left, right, velocity left, right? Can I write it like that? No. You have to update. All right, I'll leave it as update velocity, but you can go in here and take out the y parameter because I don't think we need it. All right, you know what? I'm going to hold up on this. I'm going to hold up on this because I actually haven't tested this. We'll do this at the very end to see if we can get away with it. Yeah, just forget that. Okay, cool. We'll do that because we may need that. We may need something for idle. I didn't think about that, but I don't think we do. But we'll do that. If we can take out the y direction here, that'd be great because this is more of like update left right velocity. Okay, cool. So these are all related to left, right, and idle. All right. So we're gonna come down here and do a separate if function because this is kind of unrelated to all this stuff. So we'll grab this and say if jump is pressed, we'll do something, okay? But before we can even do this, we want to do if this can jump is true, okay? Okay. And in here, we just want to say this jump equals true. Just so it's in order. This can jump equals false, all right? So essentially, once you have jumped, this is going to be false until you hit the floor again. And we reset this to true once there is a new floor collision, all right? So once you're back on the floor, okay? Cool. So that's it for jumping in here. Okay, so now we need to make a new update function called void update jump. And we will need const float dt. Cool. Cool. And this is going to be in here, but only if this jump is true. Okay. So yeah. So now this is going to be, we should have another, I had a hard-coded variable in here before, but this is going to be called float, I guess, up rate. All right. And this up rate will be equal to, what did I have here? I had -350.f. Okay. Oops. Up rate like this. Okay. Cool. Okay, so this velocity dot y is going to decrement this up rate. Okay, because remember, when you subtract, you're going up. Never forget that. Okay. Now, if you're jumping and you hit the ceiling, this jump is going to be equal to false. Okay, so it's going to turn off the jump. Yeah, and this is why I grabbed this stuff up here and put into these, because you may need these in other places. Okay. Now, I didn't do this for I may not need to do this. Let me see, because I have a feeling, because the Y is getting updated, because in the update movement here, I am running this, and this is all of this is always getting called even when I'm idle, because I'm sending something to this even when I'm idle. So let me just try this. I may not even need the other stuff. Oh, no. All right, no. All right, so you do need this. Okay. All right, yeah. So you do need it. All right, so anyway, this sprite rec.move okay, so this will be 0.f, and then you should have this velocity y times dt in here. Okay, just like that. And then do this jump equals false. Okay? Just like that. Okay, so what's going on here? All right, so I got update jump. Uh-huh. Yeah, and that's for the jump, actually. Okay. Oh! That's true. Oh, maybe. All right, so I think I think that's gotta be there. Okay, let me see. Okay. Update jump. This gravity. Oh, let me check something here. Can drum equals true, yep. Position Y equals old position Y. Set position. What did I say here? Player floor collision, okay. What did I have for the gravity and stuff? I had plus that 10. So I had negative 350. Okay. Oh. It's supposed to be positive, all right, because we're decrementing. All right, there we go. Look at that. All right, so we got this, all right? Great. All right, now you see how we kind of went into the wall here? So this is why we need the other stuff. This is why I said I wanted to explain this. All right, so you see there are situations when we can do this, okay? And we can, all right? There's situations when we can do this at this point, okay? Great. All right, so yeah, so just make sure that this is positive here because we're decrementing it down here, okay? Cool, and you should see here, you see we got player floor collision. Now there's no player floor collision. That was a player wall collision and player floor collision. And the biggest issue right now is that we can do this and kind of go in. And you can experiment with the gravity and the, you can experiment. So you see we're not even high enough to jump over that. So, see, so there's always going to be a gravitational force kind of being put on this guy. You know, let me see this real fast. I just want to see if if I can get away with this. Oh, no. Yeah. No, you need to multiply that by dt, that's for sure. Okay, so just leave everything the way it is. It's perfect right now. Perfect. And this is the way it's got to be. This is the way it's got to be. All right, so we got player wall collision. Cool. And essentially, right, there we go. Let's see, bada boom. Right, so you can't even jump high enough for that, right? So I think you can make the gravity less. I think you can make the gravity less, or you can make the uprate bigger. So I think, like, if I were to put 5 gravity here, yeah, you see, so you can so by either making the gravity smaller or the uprate bigger, you can control the jump, okay? So you want to just play with those numbers. You can just play with those variables. And, you see, now I'm stuck. All right, so you can just play with these. But you see, if you hit this, or let me see, if I hit the ceiling, I'm not going to go through the ceiling. All right, I stop right before the ceiling. And this is like really pixel perfect for the collision box. Not for the sprite itself, but like for the collision box should be able to get right up against the wall to, you know, essentially 1 pixel. And what we're doing is we're just moving the position to the last position right before the collision, if there's any collisions like that, okay? All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is essentially we need to get the position of intersecting floor tiles, okay? And what we need to do is essentially, if you're intersecting a floor tile, and all right, so let me explain this. So we need to get the position of these floor tiles, all right? And here's a floor tile. Now, we didn't set the origin of these floor tiles, okay? So the origin is going to be in the upper right corner, okay? So this will essentially be where the position is stored, all right? So like if you have a tile right here, the position of this tile is going to be stored right at this point here, okay? Because we did not set the origin. The origin also sets the where you're calculating the position of an object, okay? Now on our sprite, our little sprite guy, if I make, you know, this is my little sprite guy, it's like his little body, like that, okay? And then he has a collision box around him. Now what we did is we set the origin of the sprite in the dead center, okay? We set the origin, so here's the origin of this guy right here. So let me solid color and make it red. All right, so there's the origin of that guy, all right? And, okay, so essentially what we need to do is for any tile we're intersecting, how can I do this? All right. Okay, so essentially this guy's moving around, okay? If his origin is lower than this point, then we need to prevent him from being able to overlap this floor tile, okay? So he's bouncing around, all right? And this is like, he's down here, he bounces up, then he skims this, okay? If his origin, or if he's on this side, he jumps up and goes over here. If his origin is less than the origin or the position, essentially the position is going to be calculated here. So it's the position of every sprite is relative to where you set the origin. So we set the origin in the dead center of this guy, and the origin of all of our tiles is in this upper right hand corner. So if the origin is going to be, if the position of our sprite is going to be less, if the Y position of our sprite is not less than, greater, because this is, remember, this is oh my gosh, this is positive Y, okay? So I take that back. If it's not less than, it's actually if the origin of our player is greater, if this Y position is greater because we're below the floor tile's position, then we don't want them to overlap, okay? So that's because right now this is fine because my origin is less than the point of, like, let's say this tile. If you have like a tile here, right now it's fine because the player's origin is about right here, and it's less than this, all right? But if I'm down here and I'm like that, I don't want to be able to do this, all right? So, or if I go off slightly, and yeah, you see, like this, I don't want this to happen, all right? See what I'm saying? Okay, so far we're done with all this. Okay, so I'm just going to save all. I'm going to close all this stuff down just so I can see, and we're going to go back into tilemap.h, okay? And we're going to call this, I'm going to also send another const bool, and then this is going to be get floor position less than player position. I think that kind of explains it. So we want to get a true statement if the floor position is less than the player position. All right, then we'll need another sprite rec like this in here. Okay, I think that kind of explains what it is. Get a true, like, tell us if it's true that the floor tile position is, all right, so get floor, yeah, so essentially give us if a floor tile position is less than the player position. That's really, all right, I'm just gonna screw this. This won't be better. Just be like, get floor position. Just give floor position. Just get floor player position. That's fine. All right. So cool. All right. So again, we can copy this. Okay, so now we need to add another filter layer to this. So, all right, so if it's a floor tile, that's true. Now, if this sprite rec dot get position All right, so essentially, I don't want just the position of this because we set the origin to the center, okay? So I actually want the position of this, I actually want the position of this plus, all right, I think, so I actually want the position of this plus half the size. So it's actually like right here. Okay? Because that would be suitable because that would be essentially on the same y-axis as the feet of this guy. Okay? So I need to get the position and then I need to add the size of this divided by 2. All right, so I need to actually put this in all of parentheses. If this get position let me see how I did this. Oh, all right. Actually, I only cared about the y. Okay, I only cared about the y here. All right, so you only care about the y here. We only care about the y. All right, so if the position y plus this, plus sprite rec dot get size dot y divided by 2.f. Okay, that's all we want. All right. All right, so actually, I only care about the y here, okay? So in that case, I only really care about this position, which is now going to be in the dead center here on the bottom. Okay, oops. Okay, so now we're on the dead center here, okay? On the bottom, okay? So if this is greater than get tile position, because we already have this tile position, then we can return true. Otherwise, return false. Oh, tile position point y. Okay. That's fine. That looks fine like that. Okay, and you have to put this all in parentheses because all of this goes into the calculation of getting the correct position. All right, and essentially, so we got half the size plus this because we need to get to the bottom here. Okay, great. And that's all we need to do there, right? Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. And that should be it. And I'm just going to double check in here. Top is it? Yeah, just tile get position. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Position. I'm just gonna say Y because it's just to be more specific. Okay, cool. So now if we go into here, so now this is going to be player floor Y position collision. And before we do this, we'll have to go into here and we have to make one more collision thing. So let's just do floor void floor. Just want to keep all this stuff consistent here. So this would be floor player position position y bool. Oops, bool. Cool. Okay, great. And I might as well keep track of this as well. So cool. Sick. All right, so now if all I need to do is I need to do this. It's going to be equal to whatever this is. Cool. And again, I just like to do that so I have access to that variable if I ever need it down the line. Okay, so now the only thing left to do is look at how I implemented this little thingy. That was oh, that wasn't that. That was a. Uh-oh. That was. Oh no. No, it's not good. Okay, so this was the position thing. Cool. Nice. Oh my god, that could have been awful. Alright, so there we go. So we have this. Okay, so this is this position thing. So, cool. Okay, plus gravity. Cool. Okay, cool. So essentially what we want to do is if this is true, then this floor collision bool equals false. And we want to go down here to this, and we can grab some of this jazz and put it here. And yeah. And then what we want to do is write that get position equals this whole position. So position equals this old position. Okay. Cool. And then this velocity dot x will equal 0.f. Okay. And all right. So at this point, this should stop. This alone should stop the player from being able to go into the floor tile like that. All right, but it's going to get hung up on it. Oops. Let me see something. Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna have to keep, I think I might have to finish this up for this to work. Okay. Okay, so this is, let me just try. So position y plus this gravity. Okay, I think I know what's going on. So I forgot, I'm not calling it here. Okay, so yeah, so that's what's going on here. Okay, so I have to do this, get, floor player X position, yep. And then get floor player Y position, get sprite there, like that. All right, cool, cool. Now that should work. All right, there you go. All right, so now we can no longer get into the wall like that, okay? And let me check if, all right, yeah, so you can still jump, okay? Because we're technically hitting a, so let me go back and demonstrate what I was trying to say. So if I go back and I get rid of all this and I just go back to position, all right, so this will stop him, but he will also just like stay glued to the side here. All right, so you see he's just staying glued to the side there, okay? So we need to push him down as he's colliding as well. So that's why we need to continue to set the position plus the gravity, okay? Okay, like that. Okay. Now, now you see you can jump if you hold the space bar and because technically there is a quick all right, so I think we also have to this can jump equals false, okay? Okay. Okay. It's not so, you know, I wish I could maybe think of a way to make it a little bit more natural. You might, let me just try one thing real fast. Let me see something. Maybe I could do plus gravity. Maybe this is the way to do it. Let me see if this works. Nah. You gotta do it with position. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do it with position. Okay, so you got to... Ooh, but that makes it very... Okay, so we have position. Alrighty. Okay, but we could do maybe... this position y. Let's try it like that so it's a little bit more incremented. Yeah, that's a little bit, but then there's not dt. I'm kind of concerned because dt is not. It's going to be very jittery. Let me see. Let me try this. Update. But we don't have shit. Well, we could maybe try this. Yeah, but we don't have DT. Never mind. Okay, so we may optimize this, but for all intents and purposes, this is working. I think that this is the best way to. No, let me go back. So you want to increment the position, the gravity. All right, so you might do gravity. I'm afraid that this is not going to be frame rate independent if we do this. So we might want to. Yeah, but that works for the most part. Feels good. Feels good. Feels like we're jumping. Oh, can't re-jump if you screw up. Right, so just a little bit jittery when you hit the thing there. It might be best to actually just like bump him off the wall. So I mean, we might want to try that, because if he can get just bumped off the wall so slightly, then he'll just start to fall down naturally. I'm just going to try a couple things here. I'm just going to comment this out because I don't want to lose it. But I could do if this velocity dot x is not equal, or I guess is greater than 0, meaning that we're going to write. Then we can say position dot x equals maybe -5. All right. And then if maybe else if is less than, to make it +5. All right, let's just see about that. Because then this might just bump him off the wall. Yeah. Oh. No. We don't want that. We don't want that. No, that actually sets the position of that. No, I'm sorry. We want to decrement and then if it's less than, then we want to add to what the current exists. All right. You still need to yeah, but that doesn't work very well at all either. Okay, Okay, so I guess the way we did it is probably the best until it's just not overlapping. Could maybe make it like gravity times 2, just so it's faster. Oh yeah, that's much better. That feels a lot smoother. Yeah, so I would just double. It feels like a big like change in the drop though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, so I guess it's like that. Yeah, that feels about right. Maybe not necessarily gravity, but what's the gravity variable? 5. I mean, maybe we want to do it by 2.5 point F. 2.5 F. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. Yeah. That feels a little bit more natural. So yeah, so you can just play with that number. All right. And just so that this is easy to change, we can do float offset, just call that offset y, I guess, equals this, and then put that right there. Just so that's in an easy place to change when we need to. Maybe I should also change this jump to false. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, that feels alright. That doesn't feel awful. It doesn't feel like the worst thing I've ever felt. There you go. It's like a little bit of friction there. It's alright. Cool. It's kind of cool. And I might make the gravity a little bit more. I think what we're at with 10 was fine. And might like just bump this up to maybe 375. Maybe might want to bump that up to 400. Yeah, maybe. All right, maybe back this down to 8. Okay. Okay, but it's pretty good collision. Alright, I'm gonna have to bring this down maybe to 6. And might as well go ahead and test to see if this is pretty frame rate independent or not. So I'm going to go into game because I am kind of skeptical because I'm not multiplying some of this stuff by DT. So let's just see. If I were to go into a window here, just make this 15. That seems about fine. Yeah, so the gravity is not really frame rate independent. Okay, the jump is fine, all of that's fine. So what I can do is I can let me also see something else real fast. That's doable. I mean, it's not awful. That's fine. You might have some issues in here, but I mean the gravity is like way too slow. Okay. Gravity's a little slow. We could do dt delta time f, and then what we could do is here in the update function we can do this delta time is going to be equal to dt. Okay, now we have delta time as a member variable. Delta time, just see what happens here, and then we'll have to probably change this to probably 25.f. And then also with the gravity here, times this delta time, and then I'd imagine that we'd have to change this to probably 60 now. Yeah, I think that's going to be much better. Oh, no. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. All right, forget I did that. We'll figure that out later. Okay, I'm calling this done. I'm calling this video done. Okay. Right. Right, that's fine. Cool. So I'm just gonna go here, get undo for game, because I just wanted to check that out. So everything's fine. Okay. Right, that's looking like butter. It's looking like butter indeed. Okay, I think we can yeah. And I think if you can't jump to the bottom. Cool. Right, so we'll go ahead and commit this. We will go ahead and commit this. This is fantastic. This is looking fantastic. So we got gravity and jumping working. So in tilemap.h, we changed this to we changed this big ass thing. Oops. 2. Get wall collision. And then 3 we added this stuff. Cool. Okay, nice. And then in tilemap.cpp, we changed 1. Changed 2. And two. And that was in tile. Now we're in tile map. CVP. Tile map. Added all this. And then 2, we changed to, we changed this to this. That's all we did. And then in player.h, added 1, added all of that. 2, we changed this to 3, we added, and then 4, we added this. Cool. Okay, player.cpp. I'm just gonna say we changed this to this 2. 2 is we added all of this, and then 3 we changed to this, and then that was 4, right? 3, right? 3, yeah. And then 4 we added this. 5 added essentially this. 2 user input. And then we, cool. Oh yeah, so the velocity is being updated there, times dt, so I think that's why it's alright. But, alright, but anyway, and then what's the 6? We added this to update. Just like that. All right, cool. And then in game state.cpp, we essentially changed this to this. Okay, that's what we did. Beautiful. Close all that, and then just then the player key binds.ini added 1. Added jump space. Okay. Cool, there we go. And now I'm just going to run this one last time, just to make sure everything's good. Look at that. Nice. We got gravity, we got jumping. Yeah, still. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Pretty high velocity, so that's why I think you can jump so. Cool. Excellent. All right, so I think that's a video. Go ahead and commit this, and we're good. All right. Excellent. So I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye-bye.